YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Nigel coming back at y'all with yet another video. And yes, you saw the title. Today I'm going to be comparing the 15-year mortgage to the 30-year mortgage. We're going to see which one is better. Obviously, as the data suggests, it says that 86% of people actually close with a 30-year mortgage, but you want to know what's the best bang for your buck. So we're about to get into it right now. Let's go. So to get into it, the first thing you want to know, obviously, is the pros and cons of each mortgage that you chose. Now, for my example, I used a 30-year FHA mortgage and also a 15-year FHA mortgage for anybody that wants to know. But to get into it, the pros for having a 30-year mortgage. The first pro is that you have a lower monthly payment. Obviously, if you're paying off on a 15-year, you're going to have to pay a lot more monthly than you will for a 30-year. This could actually help you afford another home. Also, another pro that would add on to you actually having lower payments is that you could use that lower payment and then take the money that you actually save from not having to pay as much and maybe put it towards investments to further your money goals. Now, the cons. Obviously, there's a lot of cons. You have a 30-year mortgage. You're probably going to be old as soon as you're ready to pay it off. And also, there's going to be higher interest rates when you actually have this mortgage, because it's a more dangerous situation for the banks, because they feel like because it's a longer period, things could happen in between where they might actually not get their money back, versus you having a 15-year where they'll actually lower your interest rates, which will help you save money in the long run. Now, to get into the 15-year mortgage. Now, the pros for this one, obviously you get to pay off your house a little bit faster. It'll be a lot closer to financial freedom. There's probably going to be a lot more peace of mind after the 15 years are up, because you don't have any debt going towards your name, which you actually spend on other things. And you can also do investing with that, but after you pay the actual mortgage payments for the month. But also, you'll have a lower interest rate than what you'll have for the 30-year mortgage. You'll have about a 0.25 to a 1% lower interest rate than the actual 30-year mortgage. And I'm about to show that in an example a little bit later. For the cons, obviously, there's going to be a higher monthly payment. It's probably going to be harder to afford. Also, because there's going to be higher monthly payments, you're probably not going to be able to afford as big of a house as you wanted before, or that you could afford with a 30-year mortgage. Another con is that you're actually using earlier dollars. But what I mean by this is that as time goes on, inflation happens, and your dollar is going to be worth less with time. If you have a 30-year mortgage, by the time the period's up, you're going to be paying dollars that have a lot less purchasing power than they did 15 years ago. Versus with the 15-year mortgage, you're going to be paying with purchasing power dollars that would be way less if you waited 30 years later. So by doing this, you're actually losing money because you're putting more purchasing power towards your actual mortgage, versus if you had a 30-year mortgage, you will be putting less purchasing power towards it because of inflation. To get into the examples, I love me some examples. Now, so the first example, we have the 30-year mortgage. Now, for the 30-year mortgage, they bought the house. It was worth $500,000 when they bought it. They put a 20% down payment, which actually brought the mortgage down to $400,000. Now, the difference is between the two people, one had a 30-year mortgage and the other one had a 15. So the person with a 30-year mortgage, they ended up getting a 5.231% interest rate, which is the average interest rate right now going on. This is May 2022. So whatever happens later, you can't put that in. But right now it's 5.23%. Their monthly payment ended up being $2,487.44. The down payment, like I said, was $100,000. Their total interest paid for that period was $393,479.56, which is actually a lot. And also, for the total amount of payments they had on the house after everything was said and done with interest, they paid $895,479.56. Now, as you can see, that's very high off from the actual $500,000 that they actually bought the house for, and that's due to interest. And That's another reason why a 15-year mortgage might sound a little bit more enticing, but I'm about to get into the numbers and tell you why it might not be. So for the 15-year mortgage, we have an interest payment of 4.63%, which is a lot lower than the 5.23% that the other couple paid. We have a monthly payment of $3,370.15. We have a down payment of $100,000, just like the other couple that paid 20% down. They also paid 20% down on the $500,000 house. Total interest paid was $155,627.84, and the total amount of payments was $606,627.84. Now, as you can see, there's a big difference between the first payment of the 30-year mortgage, where they had a total payment of $895,000, versus the second one where they paid almost a flat rate of $600,000. And that's the power of having a little bit lower interest rate and paying on it over a shorter term. Now, that might sound really good on surface level, but when you actually get into the math and you invest the difference and do the right thing, you'll actually see that the results will vary a lot. Now, even though if you do the 15-year mortgage, you'll pay a lot less on the house over time, you have to understand that if you invest the difference that you would have paid monthly for a 15 into the 30 into the stock market, you actually get a higher return because of the 10% interest rate that you get back when you actually put your money into the stock market over years. And I'm about to break that down. So I did the math for y'all. Y'all don't have to pull out your calculator. So let's get straight to it. So the total interest difference, first of all, is $237,851.72. So that's the total difference that the interest of each of the couples paid. So you'll be saving $237,000 if you actually get the 15-year mortgage on interest. Now, the total payment amount difference, this is including property tax and all that good stuff that went into it. It totaled to $288,851.72. Now, that's also a little bit higher than the interest difference. So you'll be saving almost $300,000 if you get the 15-year mortgage. Now, what really matters when I'm about to put in this calculator is the monthly payment amount difference. This is what you'll be investing monthly if you actually invest the difference of the 15-year versus the 30-year. So the actual payment amount difference totaled up to $882.71. Now, I put this in my trusty little interest calculator, and then after you reinvest the difference of the $882 over a 30-year period, you'll actually receive $1,742,406.23. That took me like 10 takes to say, I finally got it. So, as you notice, this is actually way more than the total house payments that you actually see, which was $800,000, and then it was $600,000, I think. It's way more. But now you're probably thinking, what about the interest that you're missing? And that's exactly what I did. So what I did was I subtracted that number by the total payment amount difference, and I ended up getting an actual net profit of $1,453,554.51. So overall, if you pick the 30-year mortgage and you reinvest the difference, which is not what everybody does because everybody's not disciplined, but hypothetically, if you did invest the difference, you would net a profit of almost $1.5 million if you do this over a 30-year period. Of course, the results will vary depending on how much house you buy, but overall, you can get the gist of what I'm saying. If you do a 30-year mortgage and you reinvest the difference, you will definitely see a profit over a 30-year time span. Now, I will say this, even though it sounds nice on paper, not everybody can actually do that. One reason why you might actually not get the 30-year and reinvest the difference is because you actually can't afford higher house payments. So you can't actually pay the difference into your investment account. Also, one reason why you might get the 15-year is because, you might like security a lot and might just want to pay off your house. Who knows? But it's really up for you to decide. I'm just coming here with the facts, and you can actually decide whatever works for you best. However, in my opinion, I honestly think that the 30-year is a better option, simply because, number one, you can reinvest the difference that you get from actually not paying those high monthly payments. And two, the purchasing power that you'll have later on when you're paying down the house will be a lot less than you're doing after the 15-year mortgage rate. So overall, you'll just be paying less in general. But it's honestly up for you to decide, just like I said. And I appreciate y'all for watching the video. Make sure you like the video if you like my content. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'm coming out with more content every single week, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. I appreciate y'all for watching the video. I spent a whole bunch of time making this video, lots of research, lots of graphs and everything. So I appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.